In a world where the skies are filled with stealth drones, 6th-generation fighters, and hypersonic technology, there is one aircraft that refuses to be left behind. It is the B-10 Lancer, one of the most impressive jewels of American air power, capable of evolving into a machine almost unrecognizable today compared to the one that first took to the skies in the 1980s. What the United States Air Force is doing with it is not a simple modernization. It is a complete rebirth. Before you continue, be sure to subscribe because here you'll discover secrets that official reports barely mention. Originally designed by Rockwell International during the Cold War, the B-10B was born with a clear purpose: to penetrate enemy airspace at high speed and low altitude, evading Soviet radar while carrying a massive payload of nuclear or conventional weaponry. Its variable geometry, wing structure, streamlined design, and supersonic capabilities made it a symbol of American technological supremacy. However, what no one imagined then is that more than 40 years later it would still be flying and that its future would still be filled with innovation. In the years following its entry into service, the Lancer was adapted to meet contemporary challenges. It was no longer about penetrating enemy territory in a nuclear war, but about adapting to asymmetric conflicts and precision operations. But today, thanks to the Air Force's total modernization program, the B-1B is being transformed into a next-generation bomber. This program includes a structural redesign, comprehensive digital upgrades, and the integration of communication and navigation systems equivalent to those of the world's most advanced fighter jets. One of the first notable improvements is the modernization of the fuselage. After decades of use, the original structures required reinforcement. Boeing, which is now leading the upgrades, has replaced older materials with lighter and stronger alloys, reducing the aircraft's overall weight without compromising its durability. This, along with predictive maintenance based on artificial intelligence, allows the fleet's service life to be extended beyond 2040, when it is expected to temporarily coexist with the new B-21 Raider stealth bomber. The cockpit system was also completely redesigned. Analog displays were replaced with multifunction digital interfaces that provide pilots with a unified mission view. Radar data, satellite communications, and flight conditions are integrated into a single visual environment. This facilitates real-time decision-making, especially during operations in high-threat environments. Artificial intelligence plays a central role here, as it can suggest alternative routes, detect electronic threats, and automatically adjust flight parameters to conserve fuel or avoid detection. But the B-1B's modernization doesn't stop at its cockpit. One of the most revolutionary advancements is the integration of a digital weapons management system. Previously, load configuration required lengthy manual processes. Now a single operator can program weapons deployment from a digital console. This allows the Lancer to use a variety of precision missiles, GPS-guided bombs, and even future hypersonic missiles. In fact, recent tests confirmed that it can carry the AGM-183 ARRW hypersonic missile, designed to reach speeds exceeding Mach 5. If approved for operational use, the B-1B will become one of the most lethal platforms on the planet. Another essential change is in the General Electric F-101 engines, which have now received an internal upgrade to improve efficiency and reduce fuel consumption. These turbines, combined with new energy management software, allow it to fly farther with less fuel, a key advantage in intercontinental missions. Despite its size and power, the Lancer manages to operate surprisingly quietly compared to other bombers in its class, a crucial detail for maintaining stealth on strategic missions. Regarding its role within the modern Air Force, the B-10B has been repositioned as a multi-role bomber. It is no longer limited to carrying nuclear weapons. It can now execute precision conventional strikes, launch drone swarms, and coordinate joint operations with F-35 stealth fighters or the B-21 Raider itself. Thanks to its speed, capable of exceeding 1,400 kilometers per hour, it can penetrate air defense zones and withdraw before the enemy has time to react. One of the most ambitious projects is its integration into the JADC2 system, or Joint Command and Control across all domains. This program aims to connect all branches of the US military land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace into a single operational network. Thanks to its advanced communication capabilities, the B-1B can act as a flying command center. From its cockpit, pilots can receive real-time information from satellites, submarines, or drones, coordinate multiple attacks, and redirect entire operations in mere seconds. The upgrade also includes substantial improvements to its electronic self-protection capabilities. The Lancer now features an electronic countermeasure system capable of detecting enemy radars, jamming their signals, and deceiving missile guidance systems. These defenses not only allow it to survive in high-threat environments, but also protect other Allied aircraft operating alongside it. This advancement transforms a classic bomber into a sophisticated electronic warfare platform, capable of leading missions where it would have been previously unthinkable. The Air Force has also developed a new suite of long-range infrared sensors and night vision cameras integrated into pilots' helmet. Thanks to these improvements, the crew can maintain situational awareness even in extreme darkness or bad weather. Furthermore, the new helmets allow information to be projected directly onto the visor, eliminating the need to look at internal instruments, thus improving safety and reaction time. The rebirth of the B-10 Lancer is not just about technology but about strategy. The United States has understood that In a world where aerial warfare changes every year, it is not enough to design new aircraft. Existing ones must be transformed into smart weapons, capable of adapting to any scenario. And the Lancer, with its new package of upgrades, is proving to be the most compelling evidence of this. What do you think? Do you believe this bomber can still compete with the new air powers? Let me know in the comments below. At the heart of this transformation lies one idea, the concept of total interoperability. The B-1B is no longer a standalone bomber. It is now designed to integrate seamlessly with F-35 stealth fighters, autonomous drones from the Skyborg program, and even the Air Force's new space defense systems. In a modern operation, the Lancer can be the silent commander directing the flow of information between allied aircraft. This has a clear tactical reason. In a hypothetical large-scale war, for example, a confrontation between technologically equal powers, the ability to coordinate information in real time could be more decisive than the number of missiles. And there, the Lancer becomes the force multiplier that amplifies the performance of an entire air squadron. In recent years, the Air Force has conducted tests in which a B-1B bomber coordinates reconnaissance drones, long-range missiles, and stealth fighters on a single mission. The result has been impressive. The bomber not only performs its traditional role but also acts as an airborne command center, capable of adapting to unforeseen situations without relying on a ground base. One of the most interesting elements of this new phase is the development of an open software architecture. Unlike previous generations, the B-1B can now receive digital updates similar to a smartphone. Technicians can modify its operating system, add new communication protocols, or integrate future weapons without redesigning the aircraft. This means its evolution depends not on the factory but on code. Strategically, it's a silent revolution. The bomber is becoming a living platform, constantly improving. But the improvements aren't limited to the digital realm. At the Dyess Test Center in Texas, several Lancers are undergoing an aerodynamic optimization program. Structural panels have been replaced with composite materials that reduce radar reflection, decreasing their detection signature by up to 30%. While it can't be considered a stealth bomber in the strictest sense, these modifications allow it to operate in areas where it would previously have been easily tracked. The Air Force is also exploring a version of the Lancer that could serve as a launch platform for hypersonic drones. In simulations, the B-1B has demonstrated the ability to deploy autonomous mini-vehicles equipped with electronic warfare sensors. These drones can get ahead of formations, identify targets, and transmit coordinates in real time. In practice, this makes the Lancer an aircraft carrier, an idea that until recently belonged to the realm of science fiction. In the current geopolitical context, this type of advancement is invaluable. Competition between the United States, China, and Russia has elevated air warfare to a new level. China, for example, is developing its H-20 stealth bomber, while Russia continues with the Pak-Day project. Both models promise advanced stealth and endurance capabilities. However, the fact that the B-1B is actively operating and being modernized gives the United States an immediate advantage: responsiveness. While other countries are only just testing prototypes, the Lancer is already flying with 21st century technology. This advantage is also reflected in international alliances. NATO member countries have shown interest in participating in joint training exercises with B-1B squadron, especially those equipped with the latest digital upgrades. In recent exercises conducted in Eastern Europe, a Lancer led a simulated strategic strike mission alongside state-of-the-art European fighters, coordinating multiple targets without communication errors. These exercises not only strengthen military deterrence but also demonstrate that the Lancer can operate as a global support system. But most importantly, the B-1B represents a distinct military philosophy. Instead of discarding the old to make room for the new, the US Air Force is building a model of continuity. Engineers have understood that evolution doesn't always mean replacement. Sometimes it means transformation. And the Lancer is the clearest example of how an aircraft born in the Cold War can become a symbol of the warfare of the future. One of the most discussed topics within the Pentagon is the complementarity between the B-1B and the B-21 Raider. Although the Raider will be the most advanced and stealthy bomber in the world, the Lancer will fulfill a role that the new model cannot yet assume: the transport of large volumes of heavy weaponry and hypersonic missiles. In a real offensive, both could work together. The Raider would penetrate enemy territory first to eliminate critical defenses, while the Lancer would arrive seconds later to unleash a barrage of precision-guided ordnance from a safe distance. This synergy makes the B-1 and B-21 pair one of the most powerful combinations ever seen in the air. Military analysts are already talking about the strategic duo, a doctrine that seeks to exploit the best of both worlds: extreme stealth and brute force. In theaters like the Indo-Pacific, where distances are vast and air defenses are increasingly sophisticated, this combination could be the deciding factor in any high-intensity conflict. If you enjoyed this analysis, please share it and subscribe. This way we can continue to uncover the most hidden advances in military technology together.